I hope you well. Coming up with a mega update on the parents contribution. Okay, so right now I have reset for my this test organization, this tutorial for 0, so that you can be able to know how to maximize on your caregiver contribution, as well as be able to efficiently and effortlessly collect parents contribution at the comfort of your button. So stay tuned, because I'll be taking you through updates that I've added in, as well as just comprehensive overview of how to do parents contribution in a better way. And even in future years, you can be able to do them perfectly, very well, and have very good documentation at your FCP. So let's delve in. Here you see total accrued balance is 00. So if you are doing parents contribution for the very first time, the first step you need to have is to have the balances, right, of the children. So you have to check the balances of the children. Let's say you're checking the balances of the children that you have from the time they entered into the FCP into up to date, up to the end of this billing cycle. So billing cycle can either be July to June or January to December. I hope that is very clear. For example, I've taken a dummy data where I'm going to use this caregiver. Since they entered the project up to today, they have 1,300. Okay, up to December this year, because the billing cycle I'm using is December. Remember, your billing cycle can be July to June as well. So you calculate up to end of that billing cycle since they came to the project, the arrears that they have. Okay, so this one has paid more up to January, and they have paid with extra 10 shillings. So if they have paid more, you use a negative figure to achieve that. Okay, so another thing you just need to make sure is that this is a number. So you just come to here and make sure that it's a number, and then you have to remove the decimal point so that it's a number like that. Okay, so a number should be a number like that, and then I will just save. So this is for the first time people, or we only do this if you are doing it for the first time, or you have new children and you want to add them into the parents contribution. That's the only way, the only time you use this balance brought forward, because in the years to come, the system will automatically be adding the balance forward by itself. You won't be adding the balance forward. This is the initial setup, or you have a new child or a transfer, or people have transitioned from CSP, then you'll use this option. Okay, from survival, then you'll use this option. So let's come to our site. So once you have the data right there, the first thing you need to do is to come to parents contribution and make sure you add balance brought forward. Remember, this one you only this option of balance brought forward if you don't have any data here, or it's the first time, right, you are doing it, or it is a new child that you are adding in the Excel. So you just choose file, and then now you go to that particular place. It is balances, or I'll say balances, balances up to date. I saved it, balances up to date 2020. Remember, these balances are since they entered the project up to the end of the billing cycle. End of my billing cycle is January to December. So I say open, and then I click import. Okay, so that's the first step you do. So when you click like that, the balances will be added. So every child now has a balance of 3,000 shillings, balance that has been brought forward up to December this year. So once you do this, you have to tell the system, I want to create a billing. I want to billing a category. I want to create a PC category. So here you'll come here and create a category. Say parents contribution now 2023. But if your billing cycle starts from July to June, then it means that is FY23. But this one is parents contribution 2023, because my billing cycle starts from January and ends in December. And then description is balances were imported from the last system. Remember, this is the first step you take when you are doing this for the very first time. Okay, so if you have data here and you want me to correct it, just let me know. I'll delete the data in your balance brought forward if they were not correct, so that you can do this self-service at your own comfort. So balances were imported from the last system. Okay, so here you have to be very careful. So you have payment plan for yearly and one time. Yearly is the amount that is collected every year, and for example, January to December, July to June. And then there are this one time. They are the events that we have. For example, Children's Sunday, bereavement of a child, and you want to maybe say fee type as a bereavement of this child, and these caregivers will be able to pay this amount of money. So when you do that, you just click add fee category. Once you have done the description, you just add fee category. All right. So when you add fee category like that, a button will come here, add fee amount. All right. Automatically a button will be here. So this is what it tells you. You need to add fee amount to this parents contribution that you've added. Okay. So you click add fee amount. All right. So now here is also another place you need to pay keen attention. You have to select the category. Remember, it is good practice that you just make sure that when you are billing, only you have one category that is active, so that it avoids duplication of data, or it avoids to bill the caregivers twice. So make sure you have at least one category active as you are doing the billing. So you do like that, and then now you can come here and click on let's say if it's all that money is applying to all the participants, you just say all. But because we have already added the billing cycle and it's the first time, and you have added the balance up to December, any amount that we put here, all right, will be added to the balance brought forward. So for now, we don't want the system to add any amount, because the first time we'll say 0, because we've already calculated up to the end of December. Okay, if we had not put any money, now we could have put the money that we expect up to the end of December here. But because it's balance brought forward up to the end of December, we shall start our system billing next year. I hope that is very, very clear. So once you do this, okay, once you do this, now you can be able to add amount. But let's say there are those people, okay, this one we shall I'll also continue to look at that. So this one is now, for example, if you want now for every class has different amount. You want to add every class, for example, baby class pays this pays this, this pays this, and then now you want every class to pay differently, you use this. Okay, but this one will help you to pay only for all. Like this one will effect for all. So all will be added for with 0. So I'll click that, submit, bam, I've submitted. So when you have done that, you now bill, you need to bill this amount. You need to bill this amount. So you'll just click bill yearly fee. Okay, so when you bill like that, now every child has been billed. Remember, you can even bill from the dashboard, but it's easier to bill from the where you have added the amount. So now you see total days I have is 42.90 shillings, 42.90. Okay, so if the caregiver comes to pay, all right, I want to take you from the first stage to the second stage. So if the caregiver comes to pay this amount of money, you just go to parents contribution, and then you click pay parents contribution. Okay, so when you come to pay parents contribution, for example, here we want to pay this caregiver testing has 3,000. I just collect fee. So when you collect fee like that, you'll see that there is an outstanding balance, and then there is balance brought forward, and then there is amount contribution, parents contribution 2023. Remember, we didn't add any amount here, because if we added any amount here, it will be added to the balance brought forward, and it will have inflated the bill of this caregiver. I hope that is clear, guys. Hope that is very, very clear for you. So I hope that is clear. So if you want to pay, you just click this and just say this amount, and then this parents contribution 2023, and then cash payment, and then you say they paid 500. Okay, and then receipt number you can say 24, let's say 14, and then you click post. So when you post, the caregiver will receive a message. There's a message that has come. Okay, so there is this message that has come. So if you click the messages and then you click that, you'll see hujambo mzazi wa testing participant, and tumepokea pesa zako za wazazi shilingi 500. So deni yako sasa ni 2,500. Remember, it was 3K, and here now the balance is like that. Okay, so that's how simple it is to do payment and post payment. Okay, now if you want to, let's say for example, this caregiver their child lost let's say a jersey, and you want to add amount to this outstanding fee. Okay, or this caregiver, they broke something at the FCP and you want them to pay, or this caregiver you agree that every person who comes to the meeting late will have a charge, and they didn't honor that, and you want to add a fine to that. You just come to fines, right? You'll just come to fines, and now you'll check at the caregiver. So this is the caregiver you want to add the money to. So we'll click here and see the caregiver I want to add the money to. This is the caregiver number 365. So I want to add some amount to that for fine. So fine, and then I say kwa kuchelewa mkutano, ama kwa kutohudhuria, kutokuja kwa mkutano. Okay, like that. And then I will say 50 bob. Okay, so when you do like that and then you click add fine, you'll see that caregiver will receive a message, right? That caregiver will receive a message telling them that umeongezewa pesa fulani fulani, right? So deni lako sasa ni pesa fulani fulani. That's a notification that will come immediately. Okay, so you can see here, and hiyo umeongezewa deni lako sasa ni umeongezewa deni lako kwa kutokuja kwa mradi, deni lako sasa ni 2555. So that's how simple it is to add fine to the caregiver. So you see now right now it's saying fine included. So when you click this, you'll be able to see this. You'll be able to see this is the balance that the fine that is included on that parent's contribution. So let's say you want to add, maybe you have Compassion Sunday and you want to add an amount to this Compassion Sunday. Okay, so you'll have to go to category and create now Compassion Sunday 2020 or Children's Sunday. Let's say Children's Sunday 2023, and you are saying you want all caregivers to contribute. You want this one is to resource mobilization for C and Y, okay, and then now you can click and say one time, because it's an event, it's a one-time event. Okay, so you just click send, add to category. Okay, so when you add category, it will tell you to add fee amount, add payment amount. So you add payment amount there, add fee amount. So you'll select now the Children's Sunday. This is the one you want to add the amount to, and then now you'll have to add now you'll add now the all classes, and all classes you are saying that you need to have 50 shillings. Then you post. Okay, then you post. So this will go to all the caregivers to so you see 50 bob is here. Now it has not gone to the caregivers. You have to bill one-time fee because it's one-time fee. Remember, you chose one time because it's an event. So you click pay, bill added one-time fee. So now every caregiver, when you come to pay parents' contribution, you'll see that every caregiver now has the 50 bob added onto them. Okay, 50 bob has been added onto them, all of them. 50 bob has been added onto the caregivers. All right, I hope that is now very, very clear. 50 bob has been added to all the caregivers. So when you collect fee, you'll be able to see that there is that amount of money. Like there is this one-time fee that is here now for parents contribution for Children's Sunday. So if you come and pay fee, and then you click on that date, and then you say Children's Sunday, and then you say this one is M-Pesa, for example, and then they send 50 bob, and EFT is that this code. Then you are saying from this receipt number, let's say 2416. All right, and then now you post. You'll see that the caregiver will receive also a notification telling them of that we have received 50 bob, right? Pesa zako shilingi 50, and now the balance is this. So that's how it is, guys. Very, very simple. Now you can print this and share with the caregiver, so you can see the balances are as that. Okay, so another thing you need to also understand here is you can print receipts. You can print the receipts for banking. So let's say, for example, you want to bank the receipts. You want to bank the receipts for from this receipt number to this receipt number. You just search here from this receipt number to this receipt number, search, and then the summary will be here. Total summary for this receipt number ni hii, and then total grant ndo hii, collected by cash 500, collected by M-Pesa 50 bob. Alafu here Compassion Sunday collected 50, children parents contribution collected 500. So when you click print, you'll have all this documented very, very well for you to file in the voucher. Okay, so that's simple, guys, for you. And then now remember, you can remind the caregivers You can remind the caregivers to pay the amount. So you can say, I want the caregivers with this amount. I want the caregivers with this amount. Let's say I want caregivers with this amount of between this amount, from this amount 1,000 to 5,000. Okay, you want the caregivers between this amount 1,000 to 5,000 only. Ndio unataka kutumia message, or you want to alert them. So you see these caregivers, I'll just say send message to this caregiver and say tunaomba ulipe deni lako, like that, and then you say send now. Okay, the message has been sent. So when you come here, you'll see the messages coming in for those caregivers. Okay, so all the caregivers will receive the messages notification here, right? So just wait and you see those are the messages down here. Ujambo mzazi wa testing participant 1, tunaomba ulipe deni lako, jumla ya deni lako mtoto wako ni 1,300, huyu mwingine ni 2,600. Remember they were 2 but only one, all right? Remember they were 2 but only one has been left out, all right? The one has been left out because they are not in this, so they won't get that message. Alternatively, you can also use this send message to remind the caregivers of the balances they have, but this one will say all the caregivers who have any huge balances, any huge balance. For example, hajalipa mpaka mwezi huu, itamwambia deni lako hadi mwezi huu ni pesa fulani, deni lako hadi mwisho wa mwaka ni pesa fulani. So you just say tafadhali lipa deni lako and the system will add the rest to you. So let's say we have come to next year, all right? We have come to next year. So you have come to next year and you want to do parents contribution. So the first step, when you end the billing cycle, you see when you end any billing cycle, for example, if you are collecting parents contribution from January to December, or you are collecting parents contribution from July to June, all you need to do is you have to come to the categories and make sure you deactivate all the other previous categories. So you make sure that you inactivate this. The reason we are doing this is because if you dare bill, the caregivers will be billed even for because the system will assume they are still active and you are telling it to bill. So it is good for you to be able to only make sure they are inactive before you transition to the other year. But if it's the same year, there is no problem. You can create as many categories and they be active. But you are coming to the next year, just make sure that the previous year's categories have been placed inactive. Because if you add and then bill, it will be a problem. So here, let's see, we have come to next year and we are saying parents contribution 2024 now, okay, 2024, or parents contribution FY24 if you are for FY24. Then you say billing from January to DEC 2024, okay, and then it is now, this is a yearly payment plan. So you do that, okay. So when you do this, you bill here, you'll add amount. That's the same procedure we are saying. Then you click, you see here now I only have one category. So make sure next year you only have one category like this. And then you click OK. And then now you click all right? And then now you can click and say, the amount that I want to add for every child now is 1,200. But if you have different classes, remember you can be able to add, you can choose any class here and then use the plus button. The plus button is to just add multiple rows, but here is for all. So when you say post, all right, when you say post, now you have to come and bill. Remember, many people forget this. You have to bill yearly fee, right? You have to bill yearly fee. So when you bill yearly fee, you'll see that yearly fee has now been billed. When you come here, parents contribution to pay fees, okay? When you come to parents contribution to pay fees, like here now, when you come and pay fees like here and collect fees, you see parents contribution FY24, I'm a parents contribution 24 ni 1,200. So if today I say this caregiver pays for this category, pays with M-Pesa again and pays 1,000 shillings, and then EFT code, we can say that, and then it is Y now here, and then we say receipt number that, and then you click post, right? When you click post like that, damn, it is there, right? It has paid already. So it has paid this and with M-Pesa, and then it will notify the caregiver. And now you can come and print banking receipt. Remember, the banking receipt will show this category is for FY24. That's why you need to be specific. So when you are saying FY24, let's say, for example, I just want to search from receipt number 1233 to 1234. I just want for that year pake yake, okay? So I'll get the details like that. As simple as that. Collection, cash collection this year 0. Parents contribution 2024 unaona ndo hii. No other stuff. So when I click print, I have my data there. And then I can still come and remind the caregivers here and remind them to pay fee. Maybe they are coming for a meeting, or I want to generate a list yenye nitasoma kwa mkutano and I get an agenda. I'll just come here nitengeneze list yangu vizuri ya 1000. Nataka wale wako na madeni ya zaidi ya 1000 because the year is coming to an end, and if somebody is still having that balance is quite huge. I just search, and then now before they come to the meeting, I just click send message to the caregiver, and then I type the message here. Okay, that's how it is. Or you can print the list and now uende usome hapo kwa, in case you have any you need any clarification on parents contribution so far, or you need enhancement further on parents contribution, please do not hesitate to reach me at 0718 833 963. Okay, so I'm always available, guys. Let me know if you want to get in touch with me, and I'll be able to support you. I'll just request, guys, if you find this tutorial more supportive for you, please just click subscribe button. It won't cost you much, but it will keep you updated on every new content I raise in my YouTube channel, and you'll have promoted my channel as well. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Baraka tele. Asante sana. Asante sana. Thank you.